free fall. A young ball club that started off the year 9-3, and then Bud Black has seen his Chargers turn around and lose 10 of the last 12. And what was most shocking for Bud and the Padres, they've lost 6 straight in games that include Peavy and Young, their aces. So here we go as Brian Giles checks in, and Billingsley's first pitch is fouled away off to the left, out of play. Starts with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and Giles fouls it off. Brian struggling. He is a far better hitter than his average would tell at 156. For the Padres last year, he batted .306. Strike one pitch on the way, and that's in there. Strike two. 0-2 the count to Brian Giles. 72 degrees, a gorgeous Sunday. Brian, a San Diego boy, born in El Cajon, lives in San Diego. Strike two pitch on the way, and he takes low, ball one. Giles from Granite Hills High School, and Chad Billingsley talking about a high school. His high school in Defiance, Ohio, is inducting him in absentia into the Hall of Fame today. The 1-0 pitch, and that's on the outside corner. Strike three called, and down goes Brian Giles. So Giles caught looking. Strikeout number one. We'll check the Dodgers with the leather, and here's the way they shape up. Pierre, Kemp, and Ethier in the outfield, and Loretta, Castro, Hudson, Loney on the infield, and the battery of Billingsley and Ausmus. So when you look at the Dodger lineup, you know it's the 7th day, and for some of them, they will rest. Manny Ramirez, Casey Blake, Rafael Furcal, Russell Martin. And the first pitch now to David Eckstein in for a strike, and the count 0-1. So the Dodgers, who play just about every day, have the time off. Eckstein is 0 for 12 in the series, and it's very tough to keep him off the base paths. And one reason the scores have been so low and in the Dodgers' favor is the inability of Giles and Eckstein to get aboard. 1-1 to David, hitting .271. Swung on, misses, and the count 1-2. Eckstein has done very well on the road. He's hit in 10 of his 14 road games and hit about .320. 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, fouled away off to the right, out of play. Eckstein at 5'6", a tremendous competitor, and he's enjoyed a wonderful career, and it's far from over. Eckstein, right-hand batter, chokes up on the bat. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way is down and away. When you look at Eckstein rocking back and forth on the balls of his feet in the batter's box with a determined look, you would think it's almost like Lemmy Adam, almost like a fighter waiting for the bell to come out of the corner swinging. I mean, that's the attitude you get watching him. The 2-2 pitch on the way, and Eckstein waits, swings, hits a fly ball to shallow center. Coming up for it is Kemp to put it away. So Eckstein, a fly ball. He is now 0 for 13 in the series. Giles is 0 for 8. So the Dodgers have just shut down the top of the San Diego lineup. And the batter now will be the center fielder, Jody Garrett. Jody Garrett is 1 for 8. It's a double. He was 0 for 4 last night. Jody, left-hand batter, along with Adrian Gonzalez back of him. And he pulls one on the ground to the right side to Hudson. And that'll be that. So a very easy first inning for Chad Billingsley as the Padres go 1-2-3. And at the end of half an inning, Padres nothing, Dodgers coming up. Chad Billingsley made only 11 pitches, struck out 1. Now let's take a look at the Dodger lineup, and they shape up with a change. Juan Pierre leading off in left field, Orlando Hudson at second, Andre Ethier in right, and James Loney hits cleanup at first. Matt Kemp in center, Mark Loretta will be at third, Brad Ausmus behind the plate, Juan Castro at short, and Chad Billingsley on the mound. On the mound for San Diego, Chad Gaudin. That's Gaudin. When you hear a French name like that, chances are awfully good he's from Louisiana, and he is from New Orleans, lives in Harahan, Louisiana, which is a suburb of New Orleans. And his first pitch to Juan Pierre is on the corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. So Pierre gets a chance to start as Ramirez resting. And the strike one pitch on the way. Gaudin comes back and there's a shot up the middle for a leadoff single for Juan Pierre. So Pierre leading the way. He is 1 for 2 in the series, and that'll bring up Orlando Hudson. You know, I have really admired Orlando when he was playing over in Arizona. Look at this. Does that not almost break your heart? He is not only a wonderful player, he is an absolutely delightful human being. And now here he is. He adds a great deal with all of his physical abilities. And one of the things that he adds to a clubhouse is a grin that lights up the room. And he's hitting .327 with 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Throw to first, Pierre diving back to the bag. And looking at Pierre so far this year, he's 1 for 1 in stolen bases. So Chad Gaudin making a start against the Dodgers. The Dodgers have to remember Gaudin, at least those in the organization do. Pierre bluffs, and there's a drive into the gap in right center. Drive going over. It's against the wall. Here comes Pierre. The throw to the plate, not in time, on a double by Orlando Hudson, and the Dodgers lead 1-0. So just like that, Chad Gaudin has walked into Dodger Stadium, and they immediately strike for a run. Hudson going down to get it and drives it into the gap. Giles never had a play except to retrieve the ball. So 1-0 Dodgers, first inning, nobody out, and Andre Ethier, who was one of the many heroes last night, coming up with Hudson at second and nobody out. We were talking about Dodger management being well aware of Chad Gaudin. That would be back in 2003. Gaudin out of a stretch, Ethier waiting, and the first pitch to Andre is swung on, a drive into left center. Going back on the ball is Headley to the top, and that's going to be botched out there. So scoring is Orlando, and into second base goes Ethier. So the Dodgers say hello on a Sunday and promptly go out in front 2-0. For Bud Black, a stunned expression on his face, as if to say things couldn't be any worse. Headley reached up and the ball just did go off his fingertips. It will go as a double for Ethier. So for Gaudin, he gives up a single to Pierre, a double to Hudson, a double to Ethier, and just like that, 3 hitters, 2-0 Dodgers, and the batter is James Loney. Where were we? Well, we were talking about Gaudin and why the Dodger organization knew about him. It was 6 years ago, and he was pitching for the Orlando Rays in Double-A, and he pitched a perfect game against the Dodgers Jacksonville Suns team. Retired all 21 Jacks hitters. Gaudin delivers, and a sinker is in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Loney hitting .295, 16 runs batted in. 2-0 Dodgers first inning. Andre Ethier, who drove in the winning run last night with a single that would easily have been a double, but the bases were loaded. He's at second base, and the strike one pitch fouled away, 0-2. Nice catch in the stands. No balls, 2 strikes. Godin does have moments of brilliance. Not only did he pitch a perfect game in the low minors, he pitched a perfect game in the International League. The strike 2 pitch is swung on, pop foul, and out of play. But this is an imperfect start for Chad. No balls, 2 strikes. First 3 hitters have roughed him up for a single and 2 doubles. Godin has one pregame ritual. He says he always shaves his head. It just makes him feel more comfortable. Well, the Dodgers have made him uncomfortable. The strike 2 pitch. Loney whacks this into right field. That's a base hit. Giles comes up with it. Here's Ethier. The throw is cut off. They're going to get Loney at second base. But in comes Ethier, and it is 3-0 Dodgers in the first inning. So Loney, a line drive single to cash in Ethier, and James is cut down trying to advance to second when Adrian Gonzalez cut off the throw and got it back to second base. So Matt Kemp coming up. 3-0 Dodgers in the first inning as they try to set a franchise record and go 10-0 at home. The major league record for consecutive wins at home to start a season is 12, going way back to Bennett Park. You know where Bennett Park was? It was in Detroit in 1911. That was 1 year before Tiger Stadium opened. The 2003 Royals won their first 11 straight at Kauffman Stadium, and Bob Schaefer, standing alongside of Joe Torre, was a coach on that squad. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1983 Atlanta Braves had a 10-0 start at Fulton's County Stadium, and the manager was Joe Torre. As Matt Kemp swings and misses, 1-2 the count to Matt. So 2 singles, 2 doubles, 3 runs in, and 1 out in the first inning. And of course, for Godin, a very troubling start for a ball club that scored 1 run last night and none the night before. A little slider down and away, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So if you're pitching for a team that has scored 1 run in the last 19 innings and you give up 3 in the first inning, you can understand how he feels. The 2-2 pitch coming up to Matt Kemp, and that's swung on and fouled away back in the lower deck. So for the Dodgers, a lot of life in the dugout, a lot of laughs, animated conversations. 3 runs, 4 hits, and lead 3-0. Dodgers, you know, prior to the rough going of late, have scored a lot of runs here as Kemp fouls it off. Going into last night's game, the Dodgers were averaging over 7 runs a game. When they came home to start the series, they were averaging better than 8 runs a game. Randy Wolf, still smiling, pitched a gem last night. Had nothing to reward him, but he allowed just 1 run. 2-2 pitch on the way, inside, fastball at the kneecaps, ball 3. 3-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Godin is 5'11", 180, 26 years old. Originally picked by the Devil Rays, and he strikes out Matt Kemp on a good sinker down and in. That's basically his style, sinkers and sliders.
Number 5, Mark Loretta.
2 down, and Mark Loretta, the hitter. That pitch right over the plate and above the knees, but Matt came up empty. So Godin now facing Mark Loretta. And Loretta, a pinch hitter par excellence, getting a chance to start. He's 7 for 11 coming off the bench, and he has an overall batting average of .450, and he takes inside, ball 1. So Loretta with Brad Osmus on deck. 2 out, first inning. Dodgers 3, Padres nothing. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way inside at the rib cage, and I think it got the shirt, and Loretta is awarded first. So Loretta hit by the pitch. So with all of his other troubles, Godin has given up 4 hits, 3 runs, and a hit batter in Darren Balsley, going out to talk to him. Though with Balsley talking to Godin, one of the things they asked Godin to fill out a form, the most famous person you've ever met. And Godin said, Nicolas Cage. And they said, how come you met him? And he said, well, he was the king of the Bacchus parade in New Orleans 7 years ago. My dad was in the parade, and I had my picture taken with him. Well, for all we know, Nicolas Cage might be watching Godin right now. With 2 down, Brad Ausmus at the plate, Juan Castro on deck, 3-0 Dodgers, 2 out in Loretta at first, and the first one down and away, ball 1. Always interesting about Articles apparel. When Brad Ausmus arrived in the ballpark today, he had on kind of an orange T-shirt, and across the chest it said Hickory with a number. He fouls the pitch away. So I said, Hickory, where is that from? And he said, the movie Hoosiers. Remember Gene Hackman in that basketball story? And the name of the team was Hickory. Where he came up with that T-shirt, didn't have a chance to find out. So Brad, whom you'd expect to wear a Dartmouth T-shirt with a 1-ball, 1-strike count, and he takes on the inside corner for a strike, and the count 1-2. Dodgers 3, Padres nothing. Dodgers coming out of the chute. Pierre singled, Hudson doubled him in, Ethier doubled in Hudson, Loney singled in Ethier. So it's 3-0 Dodgers, and the chairs are just starting to warm up. Godin ready, back he comes and works it a little high, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Brad Ausmus, who catches about once a week. He's been in 4 previous games as Martin rests today. Brad, by the way, is doing well, hitting .462. That translates 6 hits in 13 at-bats. 2-2 pitch on the way as a slider swung on and missed, and down he goes. So Ausmus strikes out, 2 Ks in the book for Godin, but 3 runs in the book for the Dodgers. And at the end of an inning, it is 3-0 Dodgers. Chad Godin, he made 23 pitches, but it was rather like being hit by lightning. The Dodgers led 3-0 after Godin had made only 8 pitches. So leading 3-0, Billingsley going to work now on Adrian Gonzalez. As usual, the Dodgers stack up the right side of the infield, and they play deep. Adrian, left-hand hitter, takes low and inside, ball 1. Hudson plays about a good 10 feet out on the grass in right field, and all alone on the left side is Mark Loretta. Adrian Gonzalez hitting .318, 9 home runs, 20 runs batted in, but the Dodgers have pretty much chilled him in the series. In game 1, he had a single and a double. But in the second game, he then had a 12-game hitting streak snapped. He went 0 for 3. Last night, he had an infield broken bat single that might have won the ball game, except behind second base, Orlando Hudson smothered it and prevented the run from scoring. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and the count to Adrian 1-2. Gonzalez has done well against Billingsley, and Chad knows it. Gonzalez hitting .346 against him. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Adrian waits. Chad takes a good long look into Ausmus, and his 1-2 pitch on the way is swung on and hit down the line to left, foul, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Adrian Gonzalez, the really top hitter in the Padre lineup, a lot of pressure on him. He has played in all 25 games. They really just can't afford to take him out of the lineup. Billingsley comes back 1-2, and that's swung on and whacked to center, but back for it goes Matt Kemp, turns and picks it off. So a long out to center, 1 away, and the batter will be Chase Headley. Gonzalez struggling now of late against the Dodgers, and some very fine pitching, the reason. Chase Headley, switch hitter, batting left-handed, playing left field. He is 3 for 8 in the series. Has a little streak going as he takes a pitch off the plate, ball 1. Didn't play last night. When Headley had last night off, that was a rare moment. He's played in every inning prior to last night's game. Chase takes a strike, and a 1 ball 1 strike count. Of course, if anybody is going to have a long string of playing every day, it figures to be an outfielder. 1-1. That's what made Cal Ripken Jr.'s feat so incredible. Pitch off the corner. 2-1 to count to Headley. I think probably the biggest single shock for a high school or college player when he turns professional is playing every day. A drive to right, carrying right down into the corner, lands, bounces, picked up by Ethier. Headley is on his way into second base, and he's there safely with a 1-out double to right. Chase Headley doubles into the corner, and Edgar Gonzalez will be coming up. Billingsley got a ball up to the left-hand hitter, and Headley was able to go get it and bounced it into the right field corner. Ethier got it back in, but Chase was in there. So a runner at second, 1 out, second inning, and the Dodgers lead the Padres 3-0. Playing every day until you watch them, or for that matter if you experience it, you will realize what a feat it is. Pitch is down and away to Edgar Gonzalez. He shows bunt, takes ball 1. It looks so easy. You say, well, a couple hours playing ball, but try it. Starting in February, right on through September, maybe into October. Time zones, etc. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's waved at and missed. Edgar had a home run in his first at bat last night to account for the only Padre run, and the only run that they have had now in 20 innings. San Diego has really had a bad time hitting with runners in scoring position, and here's another opportunity. The 1-1 pitch to Edgar is swung on and missed. In contrast, the Dodgers are 9 for 19, hitting .474 with runners in scoring position, so they win. The Padres are 3 for 25. That's a .120 batting average, so they lose. And that's been the huge difference so far in the series, because each team has pitched exceptionally well. The 1-2 pitch on the way is hit foul off the end of the stick over towards the Padre dugout. So Edgar, the older brother of Adrian, trying to pick up Headley. Nick Hundley, the catcher, waiting his turn, with the Dodgers leading 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. Edgar back up and waiting. 1 for 3 last night. There's a beach ball loose in left field, so timeout for the moment. Edgar Gonzalez made his first start in the outfield this year, playing right field last night. Edgar back up, slender right-hand hitter, not nearly as big as a younger brother Adrian. And the 1-2 pitch is taken down and away, ball 2, 2-2. Well, Chad Billingsley trying to pick up his 5th, try to go 5-0. Lifetime against the Padres, he's actually pitched better against them in San Diego. Chad ready, another look back at second. The pitch to Edgar's line to left. Pierre coming up, dives, can't get it. The ball kicks off near the foul line. Scoring easily will be Headley, and into second with a double goes Edgar Gonzalez. So the Padres get on the board, and the Dodger lead is 3-1. So the Padres back-to-back doubles for a run, and now Nick Hundley will be coming up. Pierre, an all-out effort, but he couldn't make it. Tried to make it before it hit the grass, and it went off his glove as he was sprawling face first. So Edgar Gonzalez at second, 1 out. Dodgers 3, Padres 1, and Nick Hundley at the plate. Billingsley ready, delivers a strike. If you look at Chad's lifetime mark with San Diego, he is 6-3. He is 3-2 here, and 3-1 down south. Dodgers 3 runs, 4 hits. Padres 1 run, 2 hits. The next one to Hundley is a little high. 1 ball and 1 strike. The young catcher doing a good job behind the plate. 1 for 6 in the series. 0 for 3 in his last game. This will be his 17th start, trying to get Edgar Gonzalez home from second base. The 1-1 pitch on the way is swung on and missed. 1-2. Nick's had little streaks. He's hit safely in 8 of the last 11, 9 of 13. Hit his first home run of the year in Philadelphia against the Cy Young Award winning Cole Hamels. So Hundley, right-hand batter waiting. Billingsley out of his stretch. Another look back at Edgar Gonzalez. And with 1 out, the 1-2 pitch, and Hundley lifts it to the right side. Orlando Hudson and James Loney, and it is Loney making the catch. Orlando Hudson is delighted that Loney took it, because the old dog was having trouble looking up into that glare, and you could tell he was very uncomfortable, and Loney kind of made the play sideways. There is Orlando struggling and saying, thank you very much. Yeah, it's all yours. So 2 down, and Luis Rodriguez coming up. Switch hitting shortstop, batting left-handed. Dodgers 3, Padres 1, 2 out second inning. Billingsley ready and delivers and drops a breaking ball inside. Ball 1, 1-0. Luis Rodriguez 1 for 7 in the series. That one was a double. In April, he had a 6-game hitting streak. 1 ball and no strikes. Back comes Billingsley. Fastball hits slowly down to third. Up with it there to make the play is Loretta. And so for the Padres, 1 run, 2 hits, but they blow an opportunity with a runner in scoring position. 3-1 Dodgers. inning. Always fun to watch the kids in the stands enjoying themselves with their boundless enthusiasm. So in the second, it'll be Juan Castro, followed by Chad Billingsley, and then Juan Pierre. So Castro getting a chance to start, and at the same time give Rafael Furcal a chance to catch his breath. Juan hitting .250 with 1 run batted in. Godin on the first base side of the rubber, and the right-hander already comes to the plate and gets a strike, and the count 0-1. Godin up against a very hot ball club. Dodgers have won 3 straight, 4 out of 5, 7 out of 10. Dodgers started slowly. Remember, they split the first 4 of the year against San Diego. And the pitch to Castro inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rafael Furcal with a rare day off. And even though it feels good, I'm sure they get restless after a while. They're just not accustomed to not playing. Castro way out in front of the pitch, and the count 1-2. Chad Godin from Harahan, Louisiana. That's a suburb of New Orleans. Jefferson Parish, to be exact. About 10,000 people live there. The 1-2 pitch fouled away off to the right upstairs. Though still 1-2 to Castro. If you like that area of the country, Harahan is along the Mississippi River, about 8 miles from the center of New Orleans. He's a pretty good cook. Among other things, jambalaya. Oh, yeah. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and lined to left. Coming up in a hurry is Headley, but it's in front of him. So Castro gets himself a leadoff single to left field. Dodgers now 3 runs and 5 hits against Godin. And here comes Billingsley, and we'll see if he tries to advance Juan with a bunt or not. Billingsley has 3 sacrifices this year. He is 1 for 9, and he has struck out 6 times. So those numbers would figure that he's going to try to sacrifice. Edgar Gonzalez is up on the grass at third. Chad shows bunt and takes way off the plate. Ball 1. 1-0. Joe Torre piloting a ball club 9-0. We told you he did the same thing back in 1983 with Atlanta. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Billingsley. He gets the bunt in the air, and a great catch in foul ground by Nick Hundley. Oh, what a fine play by the young catcher to whirl, dive, and with a catcher's mitt, it's pretty hard to hold on to the ball. It's like a glass on a wet tray, but he did it. Wonderful play. Of course, catcher's mitts today are a far different piece of equipment. They fold in half now, but it was still a marvelous play. So Billingsley pops up the bunt, 1 away. And the batter will be Juan Pierre. Pierre singled to center in the first inning, scored on the double by Hudson. Godin looking over his shoulder at Castro, and the pitch is a pitch out. And Castro's just hanging around at first base. A little embarrassing had he gone because Hundley dropped the pitch. Bud Black, like a manager with a young ball club, and he has really had to bite the bullet, but it comes with the job. Bud, we mentioned last night, his father played with the Chicago Blackhawks for 3 years. Went to school at San Diego State, got a degree in business administration. He was originally drafted by the Seattle Mariners and won double figures 4 straight years. Ground ball to the right side. They get 1. They will get 2. A leadoff single goes down the drain. The inability of Billingsley to advance the runner, and at the end of 2, it's 3-1 Dodgers. The series has been very popular, reflected in the attendance. Started the other night, we had over 54,000. The next couple of nights, we were in 47,000 territory. And this is a large crowd enjoying the Dodgers string of wins and a beautiful Sunday afternoon. The pitcher, Chad Godin, will start it off. Chad a strike, and the count 0-1. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 2 hits for the Padres. Godin takes off the plate. 1-1 the count. Billingsley into the windup. Back he comes, zips a fastball in there, and the count 1-2. Godin's only had 1 at bat. He struck out. Billingsley trying to get his record to 5-0. And the 1-2 pitch on the way off the plate. Godin, with 1 at bat, turned in 5 scoreless innings at Coors Field. Anytime you hold the Rockies to zeros for 5, that gets your attention. Though he's in there today. Had a troublesome first inning when he gave up 3 runs on his first 8 pitches. 2-2 pitches swung on and missed, and down he goes. So 1 away, and the batter will be Brian Giles. You know, you can celebrate with members of the 1959 championship team Thursday. Dodgers honor the 50th anniversary of their first World Series title in Los Angeles. First 30,000 fans in attendance receive a 1959 retro radio compliments of 790 KABC. Brian Giles takes a strike, so you can buy tickets now at Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS today. Brian struck out in the first inning and lifts one to straightaway center. Matt Kemp is right there waiting, picks it off, 2 down. On a bright, shiny Sunday afternoon, after all the night games in which they've been involved, it's tough for the Dodger outfielders especially to stand out there and, as they used to call it, stare into a wedding cake. If you're out there with Matt Kemp and you are looking in towards home plate, you have to get a jump and you have to find the ball in the shadowy areas. You can see 2 of them, because if you wait for it to go through the shirt sleeve crowds up into the sky, you won't find it. The first pitch now to David Eckstein is off the plate, ball 1. We'll always remember the 1966 World Series right here with Baltimore, and a very good defensive outfielder had a nightmare here, and that was Dodger center fielder Willie Davis. It can be tough. Of course, that's the thing about this sport. When it gets to the big leagues, they make things look so easy, and none of it is. Pitch inside at the hip. 3-0 the count to David Eckstein. So Eck has not been able to get a base hit, so he's trying to get aboard any way he can. He has 2 walks in the series, but he's 0 for 13 and takes low for ball 4. So with 2 out, Eckstein draws the walk, and the batter will be Jody Garrett. Dodgers 3, Padres 1, top of the 3rd. Light breeze blowing right to left, which is not the usual breeze here. Billingsley hiding the ball back of his right hip for a moment. Garrett, left-hand batter, waiting at the plate. Chad ready and delivers, and a chopper foul outside of first and down the line. Dodgers, after saying goodbye to San Diego, it will have marked the fact that the Dodgers and the Padres have played 8 times by the end of today. 8 times in the first week of May. Dodgers will see the Padres again here June 9th and 10th for a brief 2-game series. So as odd as a 4-game series seems, a 2-game series seems even stranger for Manny Ramirez, Rafael Furcal, Casey Blake, Russell Martin. This day marks a day off, at least so far. 0-1 the count. Garrett waiting way out in front of a pitch in the count 0-2. He got a breaking ball, started like he was after a fastball, and it never got there. Arizona will be in for that rare 2-game series. Then Washington comes in for a rare 2-game series. And then the Giants come in for an orthodox 3-game series, and that'll be the homestand, the longest of the year. Strike 2 pitch on the way off the plate. The 1-2 the count to Jody Garrett. Chad Billingsley working hard. In the first inning, he made just 11 pitches. Then he came back in the second inning and made 21. And now putting up some pitches as he battles with Garrett. 1-2. Throw to first, diving back to the bag, David Eckstein. Eckstein usually a leadoff hitter. He does not have a stolen base. Though David held on by Loney. Jody Garrett, graduate of Stanford, waiting at the plate. And the 1-2 pitch coming up. Billingsley set at the letters, comes to the plate, hard ground ball, knocked down by Loney, steps on the bag, and that's that. So no runs, no hits, a man left. And at the end of 2.5 innings, Dodgers 3, Padres 1. Dodgers lead the Padres 3-1, bottom of the third inning. Orlando Hudson, Andre Ethier, and James Loney. They all struck in the first inning after Pierre singled. Hudson doubled Pierre in, Ethier doubled in Hudson, Loney singled home Ethier. And Orlando takes a strike, and the count 0-1. So the O-Dog, as they called him when he was over in Arizona, hitting .333. Orlando with 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in, having a magnificent time at home. It truly is home sweet home for him as he takes high. And of course, he really pulled up a big comfortable chair the day that he hit for the cycle here. It became his house. 1-1 to count. 1-1 pitch on the way. Godin delivers, and that's hit and speared at third by Edgar Gonzalez. So Hudson robbed of an extra base hit as he lines to third. You know, this is an anniversary day for Andre Ethier. Not sure if he remembers. On this day 3 years ago, he hit his first major league career home run, and it was against San Diego. Celebrating in the first inning, he doubled in a run. Andre has 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in, and he takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Ethier with Loney on deck. Oh, and 1 to count to Andre. Go down ready, and his strike one pitch on the way is swung on and missed. Earlier we were talking about Godin pitching the perfect game against Jacksonville. It was a 7-inning game. He won 1-0, and he had a 3-ball count on 1 batter, and that was Shane Victorino, who of course plays a great game for the champion Phillies now. Pitch speared behind the plate by Hundley. 1-2 to count. Reason it was a 7-inning game in Double-A, it was the first game of a doubleheader. So Chad Godin has just missed twice on 2 different levels. The 1-2 pitch, and that's that fastball with good sink to it, but it's low. 2-2 the count. Godin came up with the Devil Rays, then the Blue Jays, 3 years with the A's, last year with the Cubs. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on, grounded, foul outside of first. Godin got a couple of nicknames along the way. One, they gave him the nickname Crusher. He's not big, he's 5'11", 180, but they say he could wreak havoc with the chow line in the clubhouse after a game. The 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's outside, ball 3, 3-2. Talking about Godin, do you know he once ate a raccoon? Now, I don't know whether it tastes good or not, but yeah, Chad ate a raccoon. Tell you why. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and Ethier takes ball 4. Chad Godin was hunting with his high school pitching coach, Johnny Reynolds. And the coach told him when they were going out to hunt, whatever you kill, you're going to eat. Trying to teach him a lesson. He shot a raccoon. Just the thought. Now, maybe it's okay. I don't know. So Ethier's at first, 1 away. Dodgers lead 3-1, and here's James Loney. Loney single to right in the first inning. 1 away, bottom of the third. Godin set, ready. Here he comes. Sinker low. That's basically his game. Sinking fastballs and sliders, and a 1-ball, no strike count. Loney, a base hit to right field, give him 17 runs batted in. Ethier off the bag at first, and the pitch is high and away. And of course Godin would have been in more trouble, except Orlando Hudson's line drive was speared by Edgar Gonzalez over at third base. Chad looks in, getting a sign. Loney pumping the wood back and forth and waiting. Throw to first instead. Ethier goes back. Godin heaving a big sigh. Only 26. Now Chad ready again, and the 2-0 pitch on the way. Godin delivers, sinking fastball outside corner for a strike, and the count 2-1. Loney out of the box now, back up again, waiting on deck, Matt Kemp. Dodgers 3, Padres 1, bottom of the third, 1 out. Another throw to first. Ethier to go back standing up. Two and 1. Adrian Gonzalez holding a corner. Ethier with his batting helmet glistening in the sun. The 2-1 pitch on the way is hit over third, down the line, foul, and back into the stands, and they count 2-2. Interesting to see Andre Ethier wearing his batting helmet at first base. going way back, the players were so annoyed that they were forced to wear helmets. I mean, they hated the idea of wearing a helmet. And then what most of them would do, if they got on first, they would have their soft cap in their back pocket. They would get rid of the helmet and put the soft cap on. But watch today when a runner goes back to the bag on a throw from the pitcher. Loney, meanwhile, a line drive right at Headley, so Ethier holds it first. The first thing a runner at first will do on a throw back to first is cover his exposed ear with his hand. I mean, that's the first thing you learn. So now they wear those helmets all the time. Never mind flipping them and wearing the soft cap when you're running the bases. And it only took 1,000 years, and we were able to at least convince coaches to wear helmets. But even then, they wouldn't wear earpieces. They just wear helmets, which means if it drops out of the heavens, it'll protect them. Otherwise, they're useless out there. Watch Ethier going back to the bag now, helmet or no. See, he's shying away, and that's the covered side. Other times when he'll go back, he'll have his hand over the ear. 1 ball and no strikes. And Kemp swings, doesn't get it. 1-1 to count. So after all the bravura, all of the ego, there are human beings down there, and every now and then they let a little sunlight through the crack. 1-1 to Matt Kemp. Back comes go down, works it way inside. 2-1 to count. Ethier at first, 2 out. Dodgers lead 3-1, bottom of the third on a beautiful Sunday. Go down, back again. Breaking ball fouled into the stands off to the right. Slow slider. That slider was under 80. 2-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Matt struck out in the first inning. Go down, looks down the barrel to get a sign from Hundley. Ethier off the bag at first with 2 out now. And the 2-2 pitch on the way, and that is just off the plate. Fastball that just missed. Pretty good eye from Matt Kemp to take that pitch with 2 strikes. So 3-2 and 2 down. Hundley reminding the infield, knocked the ball down. Ethier ready to go from first. Go down, hides the ball back of the right hip. Now he's ready. Ethier will draw a throw and again goes back flinching. Well, you don't blame him. How about Brad Hopp the other day? Hundley tried to pick him off at second base. Hopp went back head first and Hundley hit him in the neck. There goes Ethier, and Matt strikes out swinging at what appeared to be a bad ball down and in. No runs, no hits, a man left. And at the end of 3-1 Dodgers. Chad Billingsley and the Dodgers leading San Diego, and Chad go down 3-1. It'll be Adrian Gonzalez, Chase Headley, and Edgar Gonzalez in the 4th inning. Billingsley has made 47 pitches in the first 3. Worked a little hard in the 2nd inning. Adrian Gonzalez flied to center field in the 2nd inning. Ball 1. Adrian 3 for 12 with 1 RBI in the series. One reason why the Dodgers trying to sweep. In for a strike. For Adrian Gonzalez, every time he comes up to the plate, basically he has to be thinking, I have to do it. In last year he had 13 more home runs than any Padre, 35 more RBIs than anybody else on the team, and no swing. 2-1 to count. The plate umpire today is Jeff Kellogg. He had a thrill. He was behind the plate for the no-hitter by Florida's Anibal Sanchez against Arizona a couple of years ago. 3-1 to count. Jeff Kellogg, over 17 years umpiring in the big leagues. He has a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice from Ferris State University. 3-1 to Adrian Gonzalez. A one-hopper. Look at that. You set up the defense, take a hit away from him for sure. Gonzalez in San Diego went the other way once and had a base hit to left field. So 1 down. And the batter will be Chase Headley. Headley doubled to right in the 2nd inning, and then Edgar Gonzalez doubled to left, and the Padres had a run. Missed the bunt. 0-1. Padres high on Headley, a 2nd-round pick out of the University of Tennessee. Lives in Knoxville, originally born in Fountain, Colorado. 1 ball and 1 strike. Headley, a fine all-around athlete. Baseball, football, basketball, and soccer. 1-2. In fact, Headley started out going to the University of Pacific. He was interested in sports medicine and then changed his major to sports management. 2-2. He was an academic All-American in high school. Smart young man. He'll be 25 next week. 2-2. Tried to time it, came up empty, and down he goes. Breaking ball at 77. So for Billingsley, his 3rd strikeout.
Edgar Gonzalez.
And Edgar Gonzalez, who hit that looper into left field. Juan Pierre tried to make the head first catch and couldn't do it. So the breaking ball takes care of Headley. It has taken care of a lot of people. And here's Edgar. 1 for 1, run batted in, and it's a high fly ball to right center. Looking up into that glare is Ethier, and Andre picks it off. So a 1-2-3 inning for Chad Billingsley, and at the end of 3.5 innings, 3-1 Dodgers. Southern California Porsche dealer for this limited time offer. Beautiful day and a big crowd here with the Dodgers leading 3-1. Here's our trivia question about Trevor Hoffman. He holds the saves record. Whose record did he break? We'll give you the answer in a little while. Trevor Hoffman, who's now with Milwaukee, holds the save record. There's brother Glenn, that one time, you remember, coached with the Dodgers, even managed for a little while. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mark Loretta. 7 for 11 with 2 RBIs, leading the majors in pinch hits. One ball and 1 strike. Loretta, who was with the Padres 03, 04, 05, facing Chad Gaudin, Gaudin, out of Louisiana. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Fouled it back. When Mark Loretta played for San Diego, he not only played, he played very well. In 03, he hit .314. The next year, .335. The next year, .280. 1-2. In at the knuckles, ball 2. Mark, come August, will be 38. He started playing pro ball in 1993. Came up to the Brewers in 95 and stayed with them until 02 when he went to the Astros. 2-2. And ball 3. Loretta hit by a pitch in the first inning. I don't think it got much at him. I believe it hit more of his shirt than anything else. 3-2 to Mark. And down he goes. So the slider gets him. 1 away here in the 4th inning. Gaudin has settled down nicely. He has struck out 4. He had a very wobbly first inning, but since then he's been tough. If you weren't with us when the game started, Pierre singled to center. Hudson doubled him home. Ethier doubled Hudson home. Loney singled home Ethier. But since then, Gaudin has allowed just 1 hit, and he has kept the Padres very much in the ballgame. And here is Brad Osmus. So the Dodgers, with 38-year-old Mark Loretta and 40-year-old Brad Osmus, they're the true veterans on the ball club. For Brad, you go all the way back to 1988 when he became a pro. Finally came up to the Padres in 1993. So he had 4 years in San Diego. 2-0 the count. Osmus always considered an extremely brainy catcher, not just because he went to an Ivy school, Dartmouth, but they really think he's the kind of a player who could very well become a manager if he so desires. 3-0. That's a strike. One out, bottom of the 4th. Dodgers lead 3-1, trying to make their home record 10-0. Another strike. 3-2. Gaudin is due to bat 3rd when the Padres hit in the 5th inning. And outside of those first 4 hitters, first 8 pitches that he made, he has really settled in and done well. Half swing, just did foul that fastball off. That's got to be a really tough pitch to handle. Arm angle, good fastball sinking inside. Try and get the bat on it. Or as the modern player talks about, squaring it. Pretty hard to do, squaring a round object to hit a round ball. And there's ball 4. Well, remember the trivia question talking about Trevor Hoffman and the fact that he broke the saves record at 556, but whose record did he break? Do you remember? Sure, Lee Smith, big Lee Smith, who had 478 saves. And by the way, talking about Trevor Hoffman, who used to give the Dodgers such a bad time with San Diego, Trevor has 65 saves against the Dodgers. With the runner going, the pitch gets away at the plate, and the Dodgers now have Ausmus in scoring position. So 3-1 Dodgers, and they need more. Pitch in the dirt as it pops high in the air. Ausmus breezes into second base. So the Dodgers with a chance with 1 out now to add to the 3-1 lead. Castro hits one in the air to, well, the second base. Right there is Eckstein. So a little pop fly, 2 out. And the batter will be Chad Billingsley. Billingsley tried to bunt and advance Castro in the second inning. He popped the bunt up in foul ground. Hundley made a diving one-hand catch, and that was important because Pierre then came up and grounded into a double play, which is really rarer than a day in June. Strike to Billingsley, 0-1. Two out, 4th inning. Dodgers 3, Padres 1. Fouled that thing back, 0-2. Godin sinking fastball, just about 90 all the time. And reaching for that little slider, and he pops it up to Adrian Gonzalez in foul ground, and that's that. No runs, no hits, a man left, and at the end of 4, 3-1 Dodgers. The chicken soft taco from Del Taco. It'll make you fall in love with your lunch. 99 cents every day. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares with no hidden fees. Book now at southwest.com, where what you see is what you pay. Dodgers lead the Padres 3-1. We're not trying to be sarcastic, but this might perk up Chris Young a little bit. You know, Chris is vulnerable to the stolen base at 6'10", had 8 stolen bases against Colorado. They ran him wild. And Dexter Fowler, the center fielder, stole 5 to shake everybody up. Well, today, Carl Crawford just set a modern major league record. He stole 6 bases to help Tampa Bay beat Boston 5-3. And a high fly ball into left center, but it's playable as Hundley hits it to Kemp, and we have one away here in the 5th inning.
For the Padres, shortstop.
My first thought when I hear about Boston and Carl Crawford, I'm thinking about the pitcher for Tampa Bay. And by the way, Brad Penny pitched for Boston, struck out 8, and lost the game 5-3. So it means Boston, you know, if Tim Wakefield is pitching with his knuckleball, you could expect a lot of stolen bases. But Brad Penny apparently was victimized. Crawford, the 4th player to swipe 6 in a game. One ball and 1 strike. Luis Rodriguez grounded to third in the 2nd inning. 2-1 the count. Big slow breaking ball at 72. Switch hitter batting .245, taking over for a position held for a while by Khalil Green. Just never cut it. There's another beach ball loose in right center, though Matt Kemp going out to retrieve, and let's see if he gives it to the beach ball boy. Yep. This age of specialists. Dodgers scored 3 in the 1st inning. The Padres came back with back-to-back doubles by Headley and Edgar Gonzalez for their run, and they've been locked in ever since. Chad Gaudin on deck. Off the plate. 3-1 the count. Billingsley has walked 1. That was David Eckstein in the 3rd inning. He has held the Padres to 1 run and 2 hits. And that's on the corner. 3-2 the count. Don't forget, the Arizona Diamondbacks will be in here tomorrow night. Eric Stoltz will go against the veteran left-hander Doug Davis. Jeff Weaver will make a start Tuesday in place of James McDonald. He'll go against Max Scherzer. And down goes Rodriguez. Pretty good fastball down. 4 strikeouts for Billingsley. He's retired 6 in a row since the walk. And the batter Gaudin. Chad struck out in the 3rd inning. So a couple of Chads go head to head. Billingsley and Gaudin. Ball 1. So the Dodger rotation after today: Stoltz Monday, Weaver Tuesday, Kershaw Wednesday, Wolf Thursday. 2 balls and no strikes to go down. Brian Giles on deck. Tough ball game. Dodgers 3, Padres 1. Looked like it was going to be a rout when the first 4 Dodgers connected for runs. But Gaudin has really settled down. Since that 1st inning, the next 3 innings, Chad has allowed 1 hit. 2-1. And ball 3. 3-1. Billingsley 4-0. 1-0 against the Padres this year. 6-3 lifetime. and he walks, go down with 2 out. Second walk given up by Billingsley. He had made 58 pitches through the first 4 innings. Now with 2 down, he makes Joe scratch his head after watching him walk go down. And here's Brian Giles. Struck out and flied to center. No matter his age, he is still Brian Giles. His power has drifted down considerably, but he's still a tough hitter. And first ball swinging, hits a fly ball to Pierre, and that'll be that. No runs, no hits, a man left, and we have 4.5 in the books. Dodgers 3, Padres 1. In the first inning, Juan Pierre singled. Orlando Hudson doubled him in. Then Andre Ethier doubled off the glove of Chad Headley. That scored Hudson, and James Loney had a base hit to cash in Ethier. So the Dodgers picked up 3 in a hurry. But since that time, Chad Gaudin has really settled down. He allowed a single to Juan Castro and nothing else. Meanwhile, Billingsley has made 71 pitches, gave up back-to-back doubles for 1 run, and that's it. 3-1 Dodgers. And in the 5th, it'll be Pierre who started it all in the first inning. So Billingsley sits back in the cool of the shade and watches Pierre climb in. Juan singled and then did something he rarely does, only because Billingsley couldn't get a sacrifice down. Billingsley popped the bunt up, and Pierre came up and grounded into a double play. And the numbers tell you over the years that is truly remarkable. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pierre, Hudson, and Ethier in that order. And that's a drive to center. Garrett is there, pulls it down. 1 out in the 5th inning, and Orlando Hudson coming up.
That's your second baseman, Orlando Hudson.
Hudson doubled home Pierre in the first inning and lined out to third in the 3rd. That was a nice play by Edgar Gonzalez to steer it heading towards left field. Orlando batting .330, 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. One ball and no strikes. go down, has allowed 3 runs, 5 hits. He has walked 2, hit a batter, struck out 3. Two and 0 the count to Orlando Hudson. In and out, and he's behind 3-0. On deck, Andre Ethier. Remember, the Dodgers resting today. Casey Blake, Rafael Furcal, Manny Ramirez, and Russell Martin. And there's ball 4. So with a 1-out walk brings up Ethier, who doubled and won. Andre hitting .315, 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in. James Loney on deck. And that's whacked into left center field. Going back to get it is Garrett. On the track makes the catch. Hudson has to hustle his way back to first base. So Ethier hits it hard and deep for an out. And the batter will be James Loney. Of course, with Ethier, he's just a tough out now. Seems like almost every ball he hits right on the button. So here's Loney. Single to right, and of course Andre has his fan club here. Ethier also today, after the ball game, will host the first installment of Carne Asada Sunday, presented by Cacique, held at the Loge Terrace, and among other things, a live mariachi band, and the attendees received an autographed photo of Andre Ethier. Carne Asada was being held for the 3rd consecutive season, created originally by Nomar Garcia Parra in celebration of his Mexican-American heritage. And of course you can tell Ethier's Mexican heritage with his first name Andre. 1 ball and no strikes. They count to James Loney. Three to 1 Dodgers, bottom of the 5th. And that's driven to right and deep. Back goes Giles to the track at the wall. Goes up against the wall and makes a superb catch. He might not be hitting, but he can still handle the glove. Loney can't believe it. How in the world did he catch that ball? Fighting the glare of the sun, groping for the wall, reaching up, and pulls it down. What a magnificent play by Brian Giles. So at the end of 5, it's still a tough one. but he had the flu. So they gave the ball to Rick Sutcliffe, who had ptomaine poisoning. What happened? Sutcliffe won the game, beat Philadelphia, went on to win 17 and be Rookie of the Year. What a day. Let's go back to this one. Well, it's 3-1 Dodgers as we go to the 6th inning. David Eckstein, Jody Garrett, and Adrian Gonzalez. And line drive base hit. So Eckstein gets his first hit of the series. He was 0 for 13 with 3 walks and now leads off with a single to left. 3 hits allowed by Chad Billingsley. Jody Garrett is 0 for 2. Garrett is just 1 for 10 in the series. One ball and no strikes. Little slider down and in. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 3 hits for the Padres, and the Dodgers are not going to come much closer to getting an extra run than they did with Loney's long out to right and that great catch by Brian Giles. And that's hit deep down the right field line, but hook and foul well back. 1-1 to count to Jody Garrett. Brian Giles sitting in the shadows, but he was center stage on that great catch on that ball hit by Loney. Talk about climbing the walls. Right at the 375 sign. 1-1 to Garrett. 2-1. Billingsley had made 71 pitches coming into the inning. Three and one to count. And there goes Eckstein on a hit and run fly ball. Matt Kemp on the dead run backhands it, and back to first base goes Eckstein. That thing almost dropped in. So you know you can hit the road with the Dodgers for the next Dodger Life road trip to Chicago. Travel to the Windy City May 29th to the 31st. Watch the Dodgers and the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Packages include hotel accommodations and a meet and greet with a current Dodger. To purchase, visit Dodgers.com/road trips or give us a call 323-224-2646. One away, and here's Adrian Gonzalez, and he is certainly capable of tying up the ball game with one swing. In the dirt. Nice block by Ausmus. 3-1 Dodgers, 6th inning, one away. Adrian flied to center. Grounded to second. When he grounded to second, it would normally have been a base hit, except they had loaded up the right side. They don't commit with a runner at first. Hudson is deep, but the shortstop is still on the other side of the bag, in this case Juan Castro. So Adrian 0 for 2 today. That makes him 3 for 14 in this 4-game series. And Arizona here tomorrow night. Doug Davis and Eric Stultz. 2-0. And ball 3. And now it looks for the moment like Billingsley has lost his edge. Gave up the single to Eckstein, had a 3-ball count on Garrett, and now comes back 3-0. And there is certainly nothing automatic about a 3-0 pitch to Adrian Gonzalez. Not when you have 9 home runs, 20 RBIs, and your big hitter who had 36 home runs last year. and 119 runs batted in. So 3-0, but look out. Light breeze blowing from right to left. Taking all the way, got a strike, 3-1. That's the rare breeze. Oh, what a beautiful day. And a ground foul. Looking at the flags blowing from right to left, I suddenly way back in my memory remember the breeze blowing from right to left in a World Series game with the New York Yankees. And Joe Pepitone came up and hit what looked like a sure home run to right field. And Ron Fairley went just about to the bullpen gate and actually came back in a couple of steps and made the catch, only because of that breeze blowing from right to left. There goes the runner, missed at the plate, and down to second. He is in there. So Adrian Gonzalez goes down on a slider. Eckstein steals second base, and with 2 out, the batter is Chase Headley.
Now batting left fielder number 7, Chase Headley.
So David Eckstein, who normally does not do much running, that's his first stolen base. Padres reduced to doing anything to try and get something on the board, only to have their big hitters strike out. 5 strikeouts for Billingsley. Headley doubled, struck out, and the count, no balls and 1 strike to Chase. A year ago June, he hit his first major league home run at Yankee Stadium. Not a bad place to hit one out. The old stadium. One ball and 1 strike. Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits, did all the damage in the first inning. Padres 1 run, 3 hits. They have Eckstein at second with 2 out in the 6th. Pitching, pitching, and more pitching. And ball 2. Hard to believe that the first game, Dodgers won 8-5. And even in that game, Matt Kemp saved 4 runs. That could have been 9-8. Two and 1 to Headley. And ball 3. Every time we play San Diego and we use his name, we always think of that. Maybe you do too. Do you see Blazing Saddles? Remember Harvey Korman, Headley, Lamar? 3-1 to count. And a fastball off the plate, ball 4. So 2 on, 2 out, and Edgar Gonzalez coming up for Chad Billingsley. That would be his 3rd walk. He has struck out 5.
Third baseman, Edgar Gonzalez.
2 on, 2 out, 6th inning. Dodgers 3, Padres 1. Edgar, a handy guy to have around. Played 3rd and short and 2nd, and now lately getting his wings in the outfield. He's played left and right, playing right the other night for the first time. Playing 3rd today and 1 for 2. A lot of extra base hits, a couple of home runs, 2 triples and a double. Big swing, fouled it back, 0-1. Edgar hasn't played much. He's only had 5 at-bats in the series. He is 2 for 5 with a home run and a double. So the tying runs are aboard for San Diego with 2 out. 1-1. Billingsley now has reached 90 pitches. Eckstein at second, Headley at first, in the dirt, gets away from Osmus. He could have put block on it, but it still got away. And on the wild pitch, the runners move up. So now the tying runners are in scoring position, despite the efforts of Osmus. Pitch is down. He tries to short hop and backhand it, and no chance. You know who was exceptional at that? And I mean, there's hardly anybody who's going to be exceptional backhanging and short hopping a pitch. Johnny Bench. Unbelievable. 2-2 the count to number 2, Edgar Gonzalez. So the deuces are really wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Dodgers lead by 2, and number 2 is at the plate. Sitting quietly, go down, hoping for a base hit to get him even in the game. 2-2. Ball 3. And waiting on deck, the right-hand hitting catcher, Nick Hundley. So for Billingsley, this is the biggest pitch he's had to make today. Honeycutt and Torrey sweating him out a little bit. 3-2. Eckstein at third, Headley at second. 3-1 Dodgers. Now back. For Billingsley, pitching a nice game, but not an overpowering game. Not a game where you feel he is completely in control. Because the Padres have had men on base in the second inning, in the third inning, in the fifth inning, and here in the sixth inning. Three and 2 to Edgar. And ball 4. And it looked like Chad tried to get a little extra on that pitch. So now he has given back-to-back walks and a wild pitch, though he's forcing it a little, and Rick Honeycutt going out to talk to him. He's gone over the 90 pitch mark. In looking at Billingsley's previous work, his last 4 games, he'd made over 100 pitches. They'd be 106, 111, 105, last time 109. So the meeting with Jeff Kellogg going out there to break it up. Nick Hundley will be coming up.
For the Padres, catcher number 4.
On deck, Luis Rodriguez. So 95 pitches right now for Chad Billingsley. Hundley has popped up, flied out. The young catcher is 0 for 2. And up there with the bases loaded, 2 out, and the Dodgers leading 3-1. And a strike on the corner, 0-1. Hundley is 0 for 2 today. He is 1 for 8 in the series. No grand slams in his young career. Eckstein, Headley, and Gonzalez out on the bases. Way out in front of that. 0-2 the count. Hundley hitting .246, 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. Remember how poorly San Diego has been throughout the series with runners in scoring position. And they continue to be poorly, leaving 2 more. So for Bud Black, things are even darker than his name, and it's still 3-1 Dodgers. The catch, a truly remarkable play. The freeze cam really shows a gem as Brian goes back to his position. Boy, the San Diego Padres, Bud Black has probably bitten right through the bullet. San Diego is 4 for 29 with runners in scoring position. 4 for 29. That's a strike to Matt Kemp. The Bud sitting back in the shadows. One tough moment after another for him throughout the entire series. Strike. Kevin Towers, in talking about his San Diego ball club, says the thing I worry about the most, these young players have their confidence shaken. I mean, striking out with the bases loaded doesn't help Nick Hundley at all. Still 0-2. However, for Hundley, like everybody else in this business, there will be moments like that. Oh, Matt chasing a bad ball and strikes out for the 3rd time. So for Matt, he's now struck out 28 times in 25 games. But of course, he has so much talent and he can do so many things. He goes back to think it over. And the batter, Mark Loretta. 5 strikeouts for Chad Godin, who, like all of the other San Diego pitchers, would have done really well with a base hit somewhere along the way. Check swing foul. As we have been reminded, maybe San Diego should not talk about runners in scoring position. Just say there are runners out there. 0-2. Fastball lifted to right. Giles is there. Chad Godin really pushed around. He made 8 pitches and it was 3-0 in favor of the Dodgers, and you thought, oh boy, he's going to be driven to cover and this game is going to explode. and he's just been downright wonderful ever since. He's allowed one hit since the first inning. Admittedly, came close to allowing another except for Giles' catch, but he's really pitched well. Right. Dodgers didn't figure to do a lot of scoring, not when Ramirez and Blake and Furcal and Martin are not in the lineup. So Billingsley knew he was not going to get any cushion to lean on. That's going to be a flare into right field. So Ausmus struck out, walked, and singles to right. And the batter will be Juan Castro.
Juan Castro.
Castro 1 for 2, hitting .300. Although certainly his history would tell you he is certainly far from a .300 hitter, but he is a wizard with the glove. I think Hundley has something in his eyes, so timeout. Now the San Diego trainer is coming out. All right, Hundley says he's okay, so Castro, who's been playing this game for a living since 1991, checking in at the plate. Oh, and 1 to count. Castro's major league lifetime batting average, .228. 5 years with the Dodgers, he hit under 200. And probably hits it into left center, base hit. So Ausmus around second, and Brad is into third as Castro comes up with a key hit here with 2 out. So 2 down, and Chad Billingsley coming up.
Pitcher number 58, Chad Billingsley.
3 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 3 hits for the Padres. Billingsley tried to bunt to sacrifice and fouled it out on a nice diving catch by Hundley. And then last time up, Chad fouled out to Adrian Gonzalez. Big moment for Godin, and ball 1. Godin is due to bat second when the Padres come up in the 7th inning. And with a runner at third, we look it up. Godin has 1 wild pitch. Fouled away. Arturo Lopez gets up. He's a left-hander down in the bullpen for the Padres. Breeze has turned around now the way it normally is. Just rippling the flags left to right. 1-1. Fastball hit to the hole. Base hit, and the Dodgers lead 4-1. Chad Billingsley. So when you get consecutive hits, let's face it, from Brad Ausmus, Juan Castro, and Chad Billingsley, you are living very, very well. And Juan Pierre coming up. So Chad Godin, who pitched so well, needed a lift and didn't get it when Hundley struck out with the bases loaded. Now the bottom of the Dodger lineup gives him a bad time. They have Lopez, the left-hander, in the pen. Dodgers have Pierre, and Godin will leave with the Dodgers leading 4-1, and we'll be back. free Dodger tickets. Complete rules available at participating 76 stations. And by Kaiser Permanente. We want you to live well, be well, and thrive. Boy, this can certainly be a maddening game. Chad Gaudin down into the dugout, a picture of dejection. He pitched a heck of a good game and was hit by the least expected area, the bottom of the Dodger lineup, and with 2 out. There was a single by Brad Ausmus to right, a single left by Juan Castro, and for good measure, Chad Billingsley a base hit. For Billingsley, his second hit of the year and a run batted in. So Gaudin, who probably would have gone out for a pinch hitter, but he would have gone out 3-1, is now going out 4-1. And Arturo Lopez, who just got his feet wet this week earlier. Lopez in his second game going to work on Pierre. And a strike. 0-1. Arturo comes in with Castro at second, Billingsley at first. And he misses in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lopez made his debut at Colorado, faced 4 batters, charged with a run. He's 26 years old. They just called him up from Portland. He was a non-roster invitee to spring training. Impressed enough to be brought up. So 2-1 to count to Juan Pierre. Single to center, scored a run, grounded into a double play, and flied to center. Castro and Billingsley with 2 out. 2-1. Round foul. 2-2. So Gaudin made 97 pitches, goes 5 2/3, and gives the ball to Arturo Lopez. He was born in Sinaloa in Mexico and still lives there. And he was actually acquired by the Padres out of the Dodger minor league system. 2-2. Lopez pitched among other places at Vero Beach. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's hit down the left field line, slicing and going foul. So Pierre trying to hit the chalk, but pushed too much. Castro back to second. Billingsley to first. 4-1 Dodgers. Bottom of the 6th inning. Lopez picking up for Chad Gaudin. All right, 2-2 the count. The deuce is out there again. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 3. 3-2. A couple of years ago, Arturo Lopez pitching at Lake Elsinore, that's single A. He was a starting pitcher. He made 27 starts, but since that time, primarily relief. Last year and a half, he was pitching in Mexico City. The runners go. A little pop fly that will drop. Dodgers at first and second. Castro brings in the run, and the Dodgers now lead 5-1. So that's 4 consecutive singles with 2 out, and for Gaudin, he is charged with the 5th run. Everything the Dodgers do right now comes up roses. And Pierre going down to get it, able to lift it. His left knee almost touched the ground as he went after that pitch. So Pierre gets his second hit and a run batted in. 5-0 Dodgers. Billingsley at second base, Pierre at first, and here's Orlando Hudson batting right-handed. Ball one. So in the inning, Kemp struck out, Loretta flied to right, and then Ausmus singled to right, and then Castro singled to left, and then Billingsley singled to right for a run, and now Pierre has singled to center for another run. Hudson is 1 for 2 with a walk. And he whacks it down the left field line. Fair ball in the corner. So scoring easily is Billingsley. Here's Pierre hot on his heels on a long double by Hudson. And the Dodgers are in the clover now, 7-1. Lopez is not the answer as he gives up 2 hits for 2 runs. By the time Headley gets in, Juan Pierre has already scored. Hudson is at second, and here's Andre Ethier. So when the game started, you certainly had the feeling the Dodgers were going to struggle to score runs when you looked at the lineup. No Martin, no Furcal, no Casey Blake, no Manny Ramirez. But they're doing very well without them now. They struggled with 3 to lead, but now they've scored 4 here in the 6th inning and broken it wide open. 7-1 in favor of the Dodgers, trying to sweep a 4-game series from San Diego. Ethier has double walk and fly deep to center. 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander Luis Perdomo begins to loosen up back of Lopez. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way. And that's lifted up into that powder blue, and I mean it's up there. It will be Adrian Gonzalez to get the last out. But it took a while. 5 hits between the second and the third out. The Dodgers score 4, and at the end of 6, lead 7-1. Big difference, of course, has been what the Dodgers have done with runners in scoring position compared to San Diego. The Dodgers were 12 for 25 with runners in scoring position. and the Padres just 4 for 29. That would be better than a 300-point difference. Ground ball to Hudson. He gobbles it up, and like that, one away with Rodriguez. And Chris Burke will be coming up. So the Padres have had golden opportunities. 25 runners in scoring position. Actually add 4 more. 29 for Bud Black, and only 4 times have they delivered. So they're not only losing, they're on the edge of allowing the Dodgers to accomplish something they have never done. That is sweep a 4-game series here against San Diego. You might find it hard to believe, but San Diego had a 4-game sweep of the Dodgers here. But you have to go back to 1983. But the Dodgers have never swept San Diego in 4. And with 1 out in the 7th inning, they're leading 7-1. So Burke hits that one foul. So it's been Gaudin, Lopez. We'll probably see Perdomo. Oh, and 2 the count. So that takes care of Burke very quickly on 3 pitches. You know, you can purchase any field level ticket tomorrow, Thursday, or Saturday. Pay just $45 and enjoy some of the best seats at Dodger Stadium. You can save up to 65%. Watch the Dodgers against the Diamondbacks, the Nationals, or the Giants. Visit Dodgers.com/eSavers and enter the promo code Russell55. Here's Giles, 0 for 3 with the glove, 1 for 1 with a sensational catch, and 0 for 3 with the bat. One and 1 the count. Giles may or may not be pressing, but he has really come up to the plate and gone after almost anything in the neighborhood. In fact, in his first 3 at-bats, he has seen a total of only 7 pitches. He used to walk a lot of times. Now it's 3-1. Giles struck out, fly to center, fly to left. I think those 3 hits from the bottom of the lineup just took the heart right out of the Padres in the 6th inning. And a drive to right and deep, and Ethier is going to watch this thing go into the seats. So finally, Brian Giles shows a little patience, gets the count to 3-1, and hits a home run. However, it is a small murmur of protest right now because the Dodger lead is 7-2. And of course, Bud Black is thinking, oh sure, with the bases empty.
Second baseman,
2 runs, 4 hits, and the home run by Brian Giles. For Giles, his first home run of the year, by the way. .286 in his career. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Ramon Troncoso and Will Ullman. 2 out, 7th inning. Dodgers lead 7-2. Chad Billingsley has now made 108 pitches. His high so far this year 111, and 109 in his last game against the Giants. Strike. Eckstein flied to center, walked, and got his first hit of the series, a single to left. That was in the 6th inning when the Padres had a really good look at the game for the only time. They had the bases loaded with 2 out. only to have Nick Hundley come up and strike out. And that'll do it for Eckstein. And for the Padres, they get 1 run, 1 hit, 1 swing of the bat by Brian Giles. And at the end of 6.5 innings, it's 7-2 in favor of the Dodgers. Now the crowd will be asked to stand, and we will have the rendition of God Bless America, followed by Take.
Your attention, please.
Dodgers leading San Diego 7-2. And for the Dodgers, James Loney will come to the plate. Here's the way the Dodgers stack up so far. They came into this 9-0 with 68-25 in runs. And look at the hits, 114-58. Or is that a 9? Anyway, the Dodgers have been somewhat overwhelming during their 9-0 record, and they're out in front 7-2, bottom of the 7th, and ball 1 to Loney. Chad Billingsley, by the way, has made 111 pitches, so that might be enough. Loney, Kemp, and Loretta due up against Luis Perdomo from the Dominican Republic. Right, 1-1. Perdomo is a 6-footer, maybe 170 pounds. Originally signed by the Indians, acquired by the Cardinals, but they never brought him up. A drive to center, going back on the ball and waiting is Jody Garrett. So Loney winds up 1 for 4, but he singled to right, lined out to left. Giles climbed the wall to take an extra base hit away from him, and he flies to center. So with a break, he could have been 3 for 4. And here's Matt Kemp, who would like a break. He is not only 0 for 3, he has struck out all 3 times. Fastball, slider, and changeup pitcher. That's Luis Perdomo, 25 years old. Good fastball. He hit 93. They say he's been clocked at 95. One and one to Matt. And a little ground ball to short to Rodriguez. 2 down. You know, the Dodgers are presenting Friday night fireworks all season long, and the next one is Friday with fireworks set to the music of 1959 to help honor the Dodgers' first championship in Los Angeles. That'll be compliments of Dreyer's Grand Ice Cream. So buy now at Dodgers.com or give us a call, 866-DODGERS today. Giants and Dodgers and fireworks. Foul ball. Mark Loretta was nicked by a pitch, struck out, and flied to right. Padres in the 8th inning will have Garrett, Adrian Gonzalez, and Headley. One ball and 1 strike. Perdomo has not done well in relief. When you go back and look at what he has done, his ERA is over 5. He has been scored upon in 4 of his 7 appearances. Made his debut in the middle of the month of April against the Mets and allowed a home run to the first batter he faced, Carlos Delgado. So hitters talk about first hit, first home run, who they did it against, etc. Pitchers might think about first strikeout, but there's also that shocking moment for Perdomo. First batter he faces in the big league, boom, home run. Little roller to third. Edgar Gonzalez makes the play to his brother, and that's it. Dodgers go quietly in the 7th. For Chad Billingsley, after 111 pitches, he's calling it a day. And we'll be back. blowing them away one after the other. And finally really hitting his stride, striking out Adrian Gonzalez and Hundley. And then for good measure, he got a base hit in the 6th inning to drive in a run. So Chad goes back to the clubhouse after 111 pitches. Pretty good chance he will win his 5th without a loss. He would be 2-0 against San Diego this year and 7-3 lifetime if Will Oman can get 6 outs. Casey Blake takes over at third base for Mark Loretta, so he comes in with Oman. And Will work to Jody Garrett. He has left-hand hitters Garrett, Gonzalez, and Headley switches. Right. Will Oman, who came in the other night and had a 1-2-3 inning against the Giants. He's been in 10 games. And that's going to be hit to deep right field. Back to the wall. Ethier goes high in the air and comes up with a glove full of empty. So Jody Garrett hits a home run against Oman. That makes it Dodgers 7, Padres 3. And for the Padres, 2 home runs in the last 1 inning plus by Giles and now Garrett. Billingsley, while he was in there 7 innings, allowed 2 runs, 4 hits, walked 4, struck out 8. And now Oman gives up a run. And the batter is Adrian Gonzalez, who has pretty much been kept in check. Adrian 0 for 3 today. And more importantly, as Garrett gets 5s in the dugout. Adrian is just 3 for 15 in the series. 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the 8th. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers, 3 runs, 5 hits for the Padres. Watch Andre Ethier this close to catching the ball. That close right there. When Giles caught Loney's ball, it would not have been a home run. But if Ethier had caught that, he would have taken a home run away. 2-2. What marvelous camera work. Great equipment. Amazing. That's off the plate. So 3-2 the count. For Oman, and it's an ominous sign, he's allowed 3 home runs in 8 2/3 innings. And a hard ground ball. There goes the old dog trying, but it's a base hit. So Gonzalez a single. And here comes Chase Headley.
Left fielder, number 7,
Headley
Chase
double,
Headley.
struck out and walked. He'll turn around to bat right-handed. And Joe Torre, I think, telling Honeycutt, you better get on the phone. And I had better get out there. Headley hitting in the 230s right-handed and in the 280s left-handed. And let's see, Joe has Ramon Troncoso down in the pen. Troncoso made 11 pitches last night in working an inning and 2/3, and they want Ramon to ride to the rescue. So Ullman gives up a home run and a single, and Will comes out, and we'll be back. On the Junior Dodger broadcast program, giving young aspiring broadcasters an opportunity to hone their skills by calling actual games from the press box here at Dodger Stadium. It's believed to be the first of its kind in Major League Baseball. It'll continue every Sunday home game for the remainder of the season. By the way, the audio feed will be available for free at Dodgers.com/Junior Dodgers. Troncoso, a sinker to Headley for a strike, and the count 0-1. The numbers say that Headley is a better hitter, left-handed, and has power. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So a 2-out home run by Giles in the 7th, a leadoff home run by Garrett in the 8th, followed by a single by Adrian Gonzalez. 1-1. And line foul. Whoa. Boy, did he ever jump on that thing, but pulled it too much. 1-2 the count to Chase Headley. Troncoso, no record, with a great ERA of 1.2. He's in his 8th game. Just 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. So Headley hitting .269 at the plate. And got him. So after Headley hits a bullet foul, he's caught looking and strikes out a second time. Billingsley struck out 8.
Edgar Gonzalez.
So Edgar Gonzalez double, fly to right, and walk. Arizona here tomorrow night. Big overhand breaking ball that dropped in. After a 4-game series with San Diego, the Dodgers will then have a 2-game series with Arizona, 2 with Washington, and then next weekend 3-game series with the Giants. And another strike. Troncoso, really, if he had any doubts of his ability in the big leagues, they had to be removed after the great job, the 4 innings he turned in Colorado. 0-2. 1-2 the count to Edgar Gonzalez. Edgar 1 for 2 today with a walk. 2 for 5 in the series. Hadn't played much. In the dirt. Nice block by Ausmus. Dodgers with 3 in the first and then 4 in the 6th inning, and that was the big surprise. With 2 out, the bottom of the lineup, Ausmus, Castro, Billingsley all singled. Then for good measure, Pierre singled and Hudson doubled. They had 5 consecutive hits with 2 out and broke the game open. Fastball hit foul. Troncoso hitting .92 on the gun. Ramon is from the Dominican Republic. 26 years old, 6'2", 200. Signed by the Dodgers almost 7 years ago and made the stops, working his way up through Vero Beach and Jacksonville and Las Vegas, and arrived last year where he was 1-1. Fouled away. Last year he held the opposition to a .268 batting average, just trying to get his feet wet in the big leagues. 1 out. As we mentioned, the Dodgers are trying to do something they have never done before, and not just go 10-0 at home. They've never swept the Padres in a 4-game series, and there are a lot of people here to see them try and do it. We have the paid attendance 52,096. 52,096. Including, they tell me, there were over 4,000 walk-ups for the day. Hope you'll make your plans and be with us tomorrow night, Arizona. 3-2, 1 out. Adrian at first and his brother Edgar at the plate. Little Ribbler foul. So the brothers Gonzalez on the move. Adrian goes back to first. Edgar comes back to the plate. And on deck, Nick Hundley. Chad Billingsley, while he was in there, 7 innings, 111 pitches, 2 runs, 4 hits. Second time this year Chad has made 111. The last time he went 6 innings and made that many against Colorado. And that's lifted into shallow right. Here comes Ethier. So that's the second out, and the batter will be Nick Hundley. Hundley has popped up, struck out, and then with the bases loaded in the 6th inning in a big moment, struck out against Billingsley. In fact, talking about Chad, with a win today, he would trail only Toronto's Roy Halladay for the major league lead in wins over the last calendar year. Remember, we talked about Billingsley since the 30th of August last year. Ground ball, tough play at short. And it used to be a tough play, but not if you're Juan Castro. He made that look so easy. So 1 run on the home run by Garrett, 2 hits and a man left, and it's 7-3 Dodgers. All the way today with 3 in the first. Padres got a run in the second, so the Dodgers led 3-1. Scored 4 times in the 6th inning. The Padres got a home run in the 7th and a home run in the 8th. So it's 7-3 in favor of the Dodgers as they come up in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Brad Ausmus will start it all. Ausmus struck out, walked, stole a base, and single to right. Godin, Lopez, and Perdomo for San Diego. Billingsley, Ullman, and Troncoso for the Dodgers. They'll check. No swing, says Mark Wegner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brad hitting .467. Ground ball to shortstop to Rodriguez. 1 away. Down in the Dodger bullpen, big Jonathan Broxton gets up. He's not thrown yet, but he's moving around.
Juan Castro.
And Juan Castro will be checking in. Perdomo picking up for Lopez, who had picked up for Godin. Castro single to left popped up, and then single to left again in the 6th inning. That inning had to break the hearts, certainly of Godin and San Diego. 2 out, nobody on, 6th inning. A very tough game, 3-1 Dodgers. And you talk about an unexpected area. Hits by Ausmus, Castro, and Billingsley. That not only set up the stage for 1 run, then Pierre singled, Hudson doubled, and it was a 4-run inning, all occurring with 2 out. And the other spot was the fact that Godin was due to bat second in the 7th inning. High drive into right center field. Digging is Garrett, and Giles. Garrett, a nice pick on the dead run. So Castro 2 for 4. And with 2 out, it'll be Casey Blake, who is batting 9th. Casey Blake hitting .225, 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Dodgers playing their 26th game, and Casey's been in 25 of them. 1 ball and no strikes. 52,096 out here to see if the Dodgers could extend their winning streak at home, and they're close to doing it. Perdomo gets 2 quick outs. Rodriguez, Perdomo spot, and then Giles in the 9th inning. Perdomo throws pretty hard. He hit 95 on the gun with that pitch. Two and one. And a cracked bat and a pop fly. Eckstein at the other end. So the Dodgers go very quietly in the 8th inning, and we're heading for the 9th. 7-3 Dodgers. Ramon Troncoso still in there. Dodgers have already filed away 9 straight wins. If they win and hold on to their lead, the Dodgers would tie the modern day National League record held by Atlanta. They won 10-0 in 1983, and Joe Torre was the manager of the Braves in '83. Strike to Rodriguez. So Broxton is down in the bullpen just in case. And Troncoso trying to close up shop. 0-1 to Rodriguez. He's 0 for 3. And a fly ball to right center. Ethier, 1 away. And now Scott Hairston will be coming up. So Hairston batting for Perdomo.
For the Padres, pinch hitting, number 12, Scott Hairston.
Scott Hairston, who has played center field for the series, but just 1 for 7, hitting .354. 1 out in the 9th. And a strike. Dodgers trying to do something they have never done before. Not only go 10-0, but sweep a 4-game series from San Diego. Interesting that the Dodgers had never done that, but San Diego swept a 4-game series here. The same year when Joe Torre was piloting Atlanta to a 10-0 start, 1983. So a lot of notes on this one. 2-1 the count to Scott Hairston. A little flare up along first base. Loney gets it before it goes foul, and the Padres are down to their last out. So let's just do it and get it in your mind. The Dodgers are about ready to win 10-0. That would tie the National League record, Atlanta in 1983, the Cubs at Wrigley Field in 1970, and going way back, the New York Giants 10-0 at the Polo Grounds in 1918. The Dodgers now are in line to have a shot at the Major League record, which is 12 consecutive wins at home to start a season by the Detroit Tigers in 1911. One other note, the Royals of 2003 won their first 11 at Kauffman Stadium. So going one at a time, the Dodgers now will face Arizona. It'll be Eric Stultz and Doug Davis tomorrow night, Jeff Weaver and Max Scherzer Tuesday night. Hope you'll be out here with us. Fly ball to left field. Pierre going back. There it is. The Dodgers off to the greatest start they've ever had. 10-0. A remarkable amount of talent and some good fortune as well. The Dodgers 7 runs, 10 hits. San Diego 3 runs, 6 hits. For the first time ever, the Dodgers sweep a 4-game series from San Diego. So the Padres came in here figuring they had a shot. They were 2.5 back, and they leave 6.5 back. The Padres have now lost 11 of their last 13 after starting the year 9-3. We'll be right back.